Has Kyle Richards, star of Rhobh, bled for the show, particularly with her sister problems and broken marriage? She is currently coping with the 5150 psychiatric detention and the relapse of her sister, Kim Richards. She has also had to observe her estranged spouse, Mauricio Umansky, move on with someone else. She has continued to film, nevertheless. Is she simply carrying out her duties, or does that make her the most committed cast member? For further information, continue reading. For Rhobh, Kyle Richards bled. Kyle Richards and her older sister, Kim Richards, were original cast members of Rhobh when it started 14 years ago. They experienced problems, particularly because of Kim's past drinking. In addition to loving her husband, Mauricio Umansky, Kyle loved being a mother and occasionally acting. As the seasons progressed, Kyle backed Mauricio's choice to go independent and leave the family real estate company. Although she was devoted to her husband, this caused problems between Kyle and her older sister, Kathy Hilton. Then, as Kim's sobriety remained a burden until season 7, the pair fought cheating suspicions. Since her friendship with Lisa Vanderpump exploded in season 10, Kyle has continued to prioritize her career, her children, and her husband. Following that, Kyle started a journey towards sobriety and health and made friends with country music artist Morgan Wade, which led to romance rumors. She wasn't sure if she would return for season 14 after Kyle and Mauricio ended their relationship in season 13. She did, and she received the Reality TV Star of the Year award from Us Weekly. Kyle Richards photographed at the event with Teddy Mellencamp, a personal friend and former cast member of Rhobh. With the remark, "Kyle is now the longest-lasting cast member of the show," Teddy posted a glamorous photo of the two on Instagram. But when it came to her marriage and Morgan Wade in season 13, some fans thought she was being a little evasive. Remaining firm in the face of sisterly drama, Kyle Richards reportedly received an ultimatum, but she wasn't sure if she would return for season 14. She would either have to leave or be open about everything in her life. She is back, so obviously she caved in. However, following a relapse, her sister Kim Richards was put on psychiatric hold as production came to a close. Kyle regrets not being able to handle her sisterly turmoil in private. This occurred after she had on-camera altercations with Kim and Kathy Hilton. Kyle has admitted, nevertheless, that she cannot expect to lead a secret existence. Is she bleeding for the show then? Commentary from fans. Bled? She chooses to do it and is compensated for it. They then went on to compliment the women on their stunning appearance. Overall, the evening proved to be fruitful, and it will be intriguing to observe what Kyle contributes in season 14. Do you believe Rhobh could go on without Kyle, or do you think she has bled for the show? For nearly 14 years, Kyle Richards has been the glittering centerpiece of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. From lavish parties in the hills to luxury vacations that end in tears, Kyle's world is a playground of designer clothes, diamond necklaces, and devastating betrayals. But what fans sometimes forget is that beneath the glam, she's been paying a price. And now, for the first time in years, she's admitting just how deep that cost really goes. In a raw, tearful new interview for a tell-all podcast appearance, Kyle revealed that the show's cameras have captured not just her wealth and fame, but some of her darkest family wounds she says she bled for on national television. "This show almost broke me," Kyle confessed, her voice cracking as she spoke about the now infamous drama with her sisters, Kim Richards and Kathy Hilton. "I bled for Rhobh. I gave it my heart, my truth, and it ripped my family apart in ways I still don't know if we'll ever heal." The beginning of the Beverly Hills dynasty. When Rhobh first premiered in 2010, Kyle was the down-to-earth little sister, funny, honest, and fiercely loyal to her family. The world fell in love with the Richards sisters, especially seeing their bond, and the occasional squabbles that only sisters can survive. Kyle was protective of Kim, the former child star who struggled under the weight of public scrutiny and personal demons. Fans will never forget that shocking lamo fight in season 1, when Kyle famously called Kim an alcoholic in front of the cameras. It was a gut punch of a moment that turned Rhobh from light, fluffy drama into a deeply human portrait of a fractured family. "That night still haunts me," Kyle said in her interview. "I was exhausted, I was hurt, I was desperate for her to get help. But I never wanted it out there for the world to see. It was like letting strangers read your diary." The Kathy factor. Over a decade later, Kyle's family drama continued to deliver some of the show's most jaw-dropping moments, but with a new player in the mix, her eldest sister, Kathy Hilton. When Kathy joined the cast as a friend in season 11, fans were thrilled to see the sisters reunited, laughing over caviar pie and lavish soirees. But it didn't take long for old wounds and new tensions to surface. Their feud reached a boiling point in Aspen, a trip that has gone down in Housewives infamy. Allegations flew that Kathy made shocking comments about Kyle and the entire cast. Sides were taken, and once again, the Richards family was at war, not behind closed doors, but on Bravo in front of millions. Watching that back was like being stabbed in the heart again and again, Kyle admitted, her eyes welling up. "People think reality TV is fake, but that pain was real. My sisters are my blood. I love them more than anything, but the show made us enemies when all I ever wanted was for us to be close." When cameras stopped rolling, behind the scenes, the fallout was devastating. Kyle revealed that there were months where she and Kathy didn't speak, a silence that felt even colder because the world was watching, speculating, and adding fuel to the fire online. "There were nights I'd just sit alone, replaying everything in my head," Kyle said. "I asked myself, is it worth it? Am I sacrificing my family for this show? And the truth is, I didn't know." While her relationships with both Kim and Kathy have been through countless ups and downs, Kyle says the damage done under the Bravo spotlight is something they all still carry. "The show doesn't create the issues, but it puts them under a microscope," she explained. "And then you have millions of people dissecting every word you said to your own sister." Why she won't walk away. So why does she stay? Why not walk away from the diamond and protect her family from the constant scrutiny? For Kyle, the answer is complicated. "I've thought about leaving 1,000 times," she confessed. "But the truth is, Rhobh changed my life. It gave me so much: security, opportunities, a platform. And I do love it, even when I hate it." More importantly, Kyle believes her openness has helped others feel less alone. "People come up to me and say, 'I fight with my sister too. I know that pain. It makes me feel like maybe all this bleeding wasn't for nothing.'" Where things stand now. As for the current status of her sisterly bonds, Kyle didn't sugarcoat it. "We're still working through things. Kim and I are in a good place, but we've had to learn boundaries. Kathy, that's more complicated. I love her so much. I miss her, but I can't force her to want to fix things." She admitted she's terrified that another season could unravel the fragile threads they've managed to sew back together. "I worry all the time. One wrong word, one bad edit, and it could all go up in flames again." A brighter future? Despite the heartbreak, Kyle is determined to keep showing up, not just for the cameras, but for herself. She's diving into her businesses, leaning on her daughters, and practicing the very thing she says filming has forced her to learn: forgiveness. "You can't hold on to every hurt," she said softly. "I've done that for too long. I'm trying to let go, to remember that at the end of the day, it's just a show. My family is forever, even when it doesn't feel that way." But for Kyle Richards, the forever comes with scars. When people say, "You're so strong," I want to tell them, it's not strength, it's survival. This show is not for the faint of heart. I bled for it. And I don't know if I'd do it again if I could go back, but I'm proud of what I've survived. As the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills gears up for another season, fans are already bracing for more revelations, more tears, and yes, more drama. But maybe, just maybe, they'll also see a woman learning to hold her diamond without letting it cut too deep. Tell us in the comments section below.